What if the pain you feel isn't just physical? What if the anxiety, the fatigue, the tension in your body is actually your soul trying to speak to you, begging you to listen to something you've been too busy, too distracted, or too conditioned to notice? Take a breath right now. Feel your chest. Do you sense it? That subtle heaviness that never quite goes away? That restless pressure you've been carrying silently for years? That isn't just stress. That isn't just exhaustion. That's an energy block, an invisible weight in your system that's been quietly disrupting your peace, your health, your joy. And here's the truth no one ever told you. What you feel in your body is not the beginning of the problem. It's the final echo of something that's been misaligned in your system for far longer than you realize. Something that began not in your muscles or your bones, but in your energy, in your beliefs, in your emotions, in your soul. You didn't find this message by accident. Your energy brought you here. And whether you're aware of it or not, you've already started to shift. Your vibrational field is responding. Your subtle body is tuning into a new frequency. Just reading this is activating something within you that remembers who you truly are, beyond the confusion, the fear, the noise of everyday life. This isn't magic or mysticism. It's vibration. It's energy. It's the ancient truth that has been hidden in plain sight. You are more than just a body. You are a whole system made of 4 deeply connected layers: your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit, and your energy. And all 4 are constantly interacting, shaping your experience, and silently influencing your health, your decisions, your reality. Most people only notice the body when it hurts, when it fails, when it slows down. But by the time a symptom shows up physically, something much deeper has already gone off course. Pain doesn't start in the body. It ends there. What you're feeling now is just the final warning signal, the body's last way of saying, please, pay attention. You've probably been taught to treat symptoms, to take a pill, go to the doctor, push through the fatigue. But none of those things reach the root. None of them touch the hidden sequence that begins long before the illness, the stress, the sadness. The real cause lies in the vibration, the energy flow that runs through every layer of your being. Imagine it like a chain reaction. A thought takes root, maybe one you've been thinking for years, like, I'm not good enough, or life is hard. That thought stirs up emotion, fear, worry, sadness. That emotion sends ripples through your energy field, lowering your vibration. That low vibration cuts you off from your spiritual center, your inner compass. And eventually, all that pressure pushes into your body. Then come the symptoms, the headaches, the exhaustion, the insomnia, the tension you can't explain. And still, you treat the pain and ignore the cause. But now you know. You're beginning to remember. Your health is not just about your body. It's about your balance, your flow, your alignment. When your 4 bodies, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic, are in harmony, your physical body thrives. When even one of them is blocked, everything else begins to unravel, quietly at first, then louder. Let's go deeper. Before you ever took your first breath, you were already absorbing energy. In the womb, your subconscious mind was wide open. Your mother's stress, her fears, her joy, her grief. Those vibrations passed straight into your developing system, not as thoughts, but as frequencies. And those frequencies became your foundation, the roots of your beliefs, the tone of your inner voice, the feeling you carry through life, even when you can't explain why. Maybe you've always felt anxious. Maybe you've never quite trusted the world. Maybe love, safety, or success have always felt just out of reach. And maybe, deep down, you've blamed yourself. But what if those patterns didn't start with you? What if they were inherited, absorbed, encoded into your field before you had the words to name them? This isn't about blame. It's about power. Because what was programmed can be reprogrammed. What was written into your vibration can be rewritten. These imprints aren't permanent. They're energetic, and energy can shift, but only when you see the pattern. Right now, most of your energy system runs on autopilot. You inherited beliefs like, I'm not enough, or good things never last. Those beliefs created thoughts. The thoughts created emotions. The emotions shaped your vibration, and that vibration began shaping your world. You started attracting experiences that matched those old programs. And every time life echoed the belief, it became stronger. The cycle repeated. The pattern deepened. And without realizing it, you got stuck, repeating the same emotional loops, the same relationships, the same blocks. Even when you try to change, to do something new, something inside pulls you back. Not because you're broken, but because the old energy is still running the show. You're using new words, new habits, new dreams, but with the same old vibration underneath. That's why transformation feels hard, because the surface is changing, but the foundation hasn't shifted. But the moment you become aware of this cycle, it begins to lose its power. Awareness is the first crack in the pattern. It's the opening where light enters. When you finally see the loop, you stop being ruled by it. And when you stop reacting to your symptoms and start listening to them, you become your own healer. So take a breath again, this time with awareness. Feel your body, not just the tension, but the space underneath it. That space is where healing begins. That space is where the old energy lives. And from that space, something new can rise. You've already started, just by being here. Your vibration is listening. Your soul is awakening. And your healing has already begun. Your life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you truly feel and believe deep inside, even if you're not aware of it. You can repeat affirmations all day. You can write down your dreams, speak them aloud, and visualize them with focus. But if the energy you carry within you is built on fear, shame, guilt, or insecurity, then that's what life listens to. That's the vibration you're sending out. And that's the signal the universe is picking up and mirroring back to you. You might wake up each morning saying, I want to be successful. I want to be loved. I want to be free. But if beneath those words you hold old pain, heavy emotions, or limiting beliefs, your energy is still tuned to the past. And energy always leads. It always wins over thoughts. The life you experience is shaped more by your inner vibration than by your outer actions. You are like a radio. No matter what station you say you want to tune into, your dial only connects with the frequency you're actually broadcasting. You can talk about abundance, but if your inner dial is still set to fear of loss, all you'll receive are experiences that echo that fear. This truth is powerful, but it's also uncomfortable because it shows you that your reality isn't only shaped by your efforts, goals, or intentions. It's shaped by the energetic field you carry in silence, by the emotions you avoid, the stories you've buried, the pain you never had a chance to release. When your conscious desires say, I want a better life, but your inner field says, I don't believe it's possible, you enter a state of internal resistance. You say, I'm ready, but your vibration says, I'm scared. You declare, I deserve love, but your energy whispers, I'm not enough. That's the friction that creates blocks, delays, confusion, self-sabotage, and emotional exhaustion. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're trying to build a new life on top of an old foundation that hasn't been healed. It's like planting a healthy tree in toxic soil. You can give it sunlight, water it every day, and hope it grows, but the roots won't take. The soil must be clean. In the same way, your desires need vibrational soil that supports them. They need a field cleared of shame, fear, and guilt, one that's rich with trust, belief, and emotional safety. Many people wonder why things don't manifest even though they're doing all the right things. They read the books. They say the affirmations. They do the visualizations. But if their emotional energy is still locked in old patterns, scarcity, fear, self-doubt, then those are the signals that dominate. Energy is the root, and roots shape everything. The outer world always adjusts itself to match the dominant energy of your inner world. Let's look at health. Most people think illnesses just happen out of nowhere, but very often, illness is a frequency, a vibration that has been present in your field for a long time. Your physical body is the last place where energy shows up. First, it begins in your thoughts, in your emotions, in the field around you. And if that dense, heavy energy isn't released, it eventually seeps into the body. When you carry deep sadness, unspoken anger, or long-standing fear, you're not just going through an emotional experience. You are vibrating in a way that weakens the body over time. The first signs are subtle: fatigue, headaches, shallow sleep, anxiety, tension. But if the energy remains stuck, it deepens into chronic illness, imbalances, unexplained pain. These aren't just medical problems. They are energetic symptoms asking you to look within. None of this means you wanted to get sick or that you're to blame. It means you may have unknowingly been feeding a frequency that left you vulnerable, like a radio left tuned to a station you didn't choose, but that kept playing because you never turned the dial. Once you understand this, something beautiful happens. You stop feeling like life is just happening to you, and you start realizing that you can participate in the shaping of your reality, not by forcing change from the outside, but by shifting the energy from the inside. This doesn't require magic. It doesn't require perfection. It begins with simple, grounded awareness. You already have the tools. In fact, you use them every day, whether you realize it or not. What you eat, how you sleep, how you process emotions, and who you allow into your space. These are not just lifestyle choices. They are energetic choices. Every bite of food carries vibration, natural, Living foods nourish not just your body, but your energy field. Processed, chemical-filled foods bring dense, heavy energy. When you eat with awareness, when you tune into how food makes you feel, you begin to feed your vibration, not just your hunger. The same is true with sleep. Sleep is not just physical rest. It is when your energy field repairs, cleans itself, and releases much of what you've carried during the day. If your sleep is neglected, your energy remains cluttered. Your mind gets foggy. Your emotions feel unstable. You are more easily thrown off course. When you treat sleep as sacred, when you wind down gently, disconnect from heavy input, and respect your body's need to restore, you begin the powerful work of energetic recalibration. Emotions, too, are not just fleeting states. They are currents of energy that move through you or get stuck. Emotions that are felt, named, and expressed flow freely. Emotions that are suppressed, ignored, or shamed stay inside, forming knots in the energetic body. You don't need to fix your feelings. You just need to honor them. Allow yourself to feel without judgment. Every time you do, you loosen the grip of an old vibration. You make space for something new. And finally, the people around you matter more than you think. Every interaction is an energetic exchange. Some people leave you feeling lighter, calmer, more alive. Others leave you feeling drained, confused, or disconnected. This isn't about blame. It's about noticing. The people you spend time with shape your field. Protect your energy like it's sacred because it is. You are not required to absorb everyone's emotions. You don't need to explain your boundaries. You are allowed to choose peace, even if it disappoints others. This is how you stop leaking your power and begin reclaiming it. All of these steps, food, sleep, emotions, relationships, are ways to clean the surface of your field. But even deeper transformation happens when you start addressing the hidden weight you've carried for years. The buried anger, the grief no one saw, the shame you learned to hide, the moments when you wanted to scream but stayed quiet, when you wanted to cry but forced a smile, when you wanted to be honest but chose silence to avoid rejection. These moments don't disappear. They become frozen energy, stored in your body, buried in your field, quietly influencing your life. You might not remember them, but your energy does. Your body remembers, and it speaks through tension, anxiety, illness, fatigue. Healing doesn't begin with fixing the body. It begins with listening to it. It begins with acknowledging what has been buried. You don't have to relive every memory. You don't have to explain everything. You just have to say, yes, I feel this, and I'm ready to release it. That single act of honesty begins to unravel years of energetic knots. Energy wants to move. Emotion wants to be seen. And when you stop resisting, when you stop judging your pain, you give your body and your spirit the permission to begin healing. This is what leads you into the most powerful energy of all, the frequency of love. Not romantic love, not love that comes with conditions, but pure, universal love, the kind that embraces, softens, and transforms without trying. This love is already within you. It is your natural state, but it has been buried under years of noise, fear, and resistance. You don't need to do anything special to feel it. You just need to stop resisting your truth. Sit in stillness. Breathe. Hold yourself gently. That's where the love begins to rise. It fills your chest with warmth. It softens your breath. It relaxes your body. It clears your mind. It realigns everything. This love doesn't fix you. It reminds you that you were never broken. And when you vibrate from this love, everything begins to shift. You become magnetic, not because you chase, but because you align. You become peaceful, not because life is perfect, but because you've come home to yourself. You reconnect to the divine, not as a distant force, but as the breath inside your own being. But there is one more truth to face. You can't stay in this vibration if you're constantly surrounded by chaos. If you scroll through negativity every morning, absorb every sad story, and open your field to draining people and places, your energy begins to fade. You can meditate for an hour, but 10 minutes in a toxic space can pull your vibration down. Not because you're weak, but because you're sensitive. And that's a gift. Your sensitivity is your power, but it must be protected. You don't need to disappear or isolate. You just need to become aware. Ask yourself, what drains me? What lifts me? What am I allowing into my field each day without thinking? Start to choose. You don't have to answer every message. You don't have to take on every crisis. You don't have to fix everything around you. You are not a sponge. You are a vessel of light. And the more you learn to guard your peace, the more power you hold. This is the heart of energetic responsibility, not control, not perfection, but deep, loving awareness. When you begin to live from this place of truth, of feeling, of love, you become unstoppable. Not because you're loud, but because your energy speaks louder than any words. You become rooted. You become clear. And life begins to respond to the real you. Not the version you perform, but the one you finally come home to. This isn't about being selfish. It's about something much deeper. It's about taking full responsibility for your own energy. Your energy is the fuel of your life, the essence of everything you think, feel, and experience. And no one else is going to take care of it for you. This is your work, your power, your sacred responsibility. The moment you understand this, something within you begins to wake up. You start to realize that your life doesn't shift when the world around you changes. It shifts when your energy changes. So take a deep breath, because we're about to step into a space that can completely transform how you live, feel, and move through the world. The power you've been searching for isn't far away. It's not hidden in some distant temple or buried in ancient codes only the initiated can access. It's right here, right now, waiting inside of you to be activated. And the key is simpler than you think. Presence and intention. Two words, two frequencies, two forces that, when combined, can reorganize your entire energetic field in a way you've never experienced before. And it starts with something as simple as being here, fully here. Being present means stopping the mind from running back to the past or jumping ahead to the future. It means letting go of all the noise and just noticing what's happening now. The air entering your lungs, the feeling of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you, the beating of your heart. That's presence. It's anchoring your awareness into the only moment where life truly happens. This one. And when you're present, something powerful happens to your energy. It stops leaking. It stops scattering. Instead, it focuses. It strengthens. Imagine you've had little soldiers of energy all over the place, each fighting a different battle. Presence calls them home. It brings them into alignment. It unifies your power. Then you add intention. Intention is not a vague wish or a hopeful thought. It's a conscious direction. It's you standing in your own field and saying, "This is where we're going." It's when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all start moving in the same direction, like a laser beam instead of a flashlight. Intention gives your energy purpose. It tells every cell, every vibration, exactly what to do. Without intention, your energy floats. It wanders. It gets pulled by the moods and movements of the world around you. But with intention, you become the director of your own frequency. You take the lead. When presence and intention meet, something magical opens. The now becomes your power zone. The future no longer feels like a source of fear or pressure. The past no longer feels like a burden pulling you down. You begin to move from a new center, from a state of energetic clarity. You start to feel your body differently. Your breath changes. Your mind gets quiet. You feel a deep inner calm beginning to rise, as if your own nervous system is listening to you and finally responding. This is the beginning of true energetic mastery, the first doorway into what we call vibrational sovereignty. And the best part? It doesn't require anything complicated to begin. Just try this. Stop for a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 4. Then exhale gently for another 4. Do this a few times. And as you breathe, allow a single clear intention to come into your mind. It doesn't have to be big or dramatic. It can be simple. I want to bring peace to my body. I want to feel more grounded. I want to allow healing. Just let that thought rest gently in your awareness while you breathe. Don't force it. Just let it be there. You can do this anywhere, while driving, sitting at your desk, lying in bed. It's a small act, but it trains your energy to follow your leadership. You're no longer being dragged by external waves. You're becoming the anchor. And when this shift begins, when your inner space starts to reorganize, you'll feel it. Things won't necessarily change around you right away, but your reaction to the world will change. Your field will begin responding to a new internal frequency. And this is when you can start to work with the ancient tools that have supported spiritual alignment for centuries. Tools that are not reserved for the gifted or the mystical, but that are embedded in nature itself. Tools that anyone can use with presence and intention. Start with water. Water is one of the most powerful vibrational carriers on earth. It responds to intention. It remembers. When you hold a glass of water, breathe with it, speak softly to it, and focus on a single vibration, like peace, love, or healing. That energy imprints itself into the structure of the water. And when you drink it, that vibration enters your cells. It's not superstition. It's vibrational physics. You are telling your body what to resonate with. You can do this every day, quietly, powerfully, simply. Crystals work in a similar way. Each crystal holds a unique energy. Amethyst soothes, quartz amplifies, tourmaline clears, selenite lifts. These aren't just pretty rocks, they're tools. natural formations with specific vibrational signatures. When you hold a crystal with intention, or place it on your body or in your space, it interacts with your energy field. It doesn't do the work for you, but it helps remind your energy how to return to its natural balance. It acts as a bridge, a helper, a mirror for what your body and spirit already know how to do. Sound is another sacred tool. Sound is pure vibration, whether it's the hum of a mantra, the beat of a drum, or the chime of a bell. Sound bypasses the conscious mind and goes straight into the energy system. It shakes loose what's stuck. It reorders what's scattered. It doesn't have to be a complex practice. You can sing, whisper, listen to nature, or simply breathe while repeating a word that feels good. Sound helps your energy dance again. It helps your field reorganize itself without resistance. Color works just as powerfully. Color is vibration your eyes can see, and each color carries a frequency that your field responds to. Blue cools and calms. Red warms and energizes. Green balances. Violet transforms. The colors you wear, surround yourself with, or focus on, all send a message to your energy field. They don't just affect your mood, they shape the energy you carry. Consciously choosing colors is like feeding your energy the nutrients it needs to thrive. But even with all of these ancient and powerful tools, water, crystals, sound, color, there is one thing that can block it all, and that is the unspoken energy you carry within. The internal poison, the quiet emotions you may not talk about, but that still live in your field. Anger, resentment, jealousy, silent judgment, unspoken criticism. These emotions don't just affect others. Before they ever reach anyone else, they pass through your own field first. They pass through your body, your cells, your nervous system. You feel the poison before it ever touches the world. Think of a glass of clean water. If you pour poison into it hoping someone else will drink it, you're the one who drinks it first. That's what happens with destructive emotions. They move through your system before they go anywhere else. You may not do it on purpose. Most people don't. We're taught that anger gives us strength, that complaining brings relief, that judging others makes us feel better. But the universe doesn't respond to our logic. It responds to our frequency. And what you hold inside becomes the frequency of your entire field. When you spend days in anger, who loses sleep? Who feels the tightness in the chest? You do. When you hold envy, who blocks their own blessings? You do. This isn't cosmic punishment. It's simply how energy works. And no amount of crystals, chanting, or colors can override the need to clear what's stuck inside. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. But you do have to be honest. You have to be aware of what you're carrying. You have to be willing to let go of what's poisoning your field, not out of morality, but out of self-love and energetic health. The moment you realize that your emotions shape your vibration, and your vibration shapes your reality, you begin to heal. You begin to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. You begin to release, not to look good, but to feel free. This is how you reclaim your power. This is how you stop waiting for someone else to save you. This is where real alignment begins. And when you've done this inner clearing, when your mind and body are no longer at war, something amazing happens. You don't have to look for a portal. The portal opens by itself. You don't have to force healing. Healing starts happening on its own. You don't have to beg for miracles. You become the miracle because your whole system, body, mind, spirit, starts vibrating in unity. And in that unity, you access a power that isn't outside of you. It's been inside all along. You feel lighter, not just physically, but energetically, like something heavy you've carried for years finally melts away. Your thoughts become clearer. Your breath becomes a living prayer. Your heart beats like a sacred drum. You stop chasing alignment and you start living it. And this is where it all leads. Not to another idea or technique, but to a decision, a declaration, a moment where you step forward and say, I now activate my power of self-healing, not as a hope, not as a wish, but as a command, as a truth, as a choice. You're not waiting anymore. You're claiming what has always been yours. So if this message resonated with you, if you felt something real awaken inside you, don't let this moment pass. Anchor it, declare it, speak it, type it, breathe it, write the words. I now activate my power of self-healing. This is not just a comment. It is a vow, a frequency, a line drawn in the sand of your energy field. And the moment you do, something shifts, something moves, something opens. You've done the inner work. Now let the outer world catch up. This is your time. This is your moment. And this is your power.